And it seems like the key matchup tonight is down inside in the paint.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. Expect this one to be really physical. If either team backs down, they can just get run over tonight, but I don't expect that to happen. It's going to be a slugfest.
We love those kind of games. They're a lot of fun.
You aren't kidding.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. In at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Emmanuel quickly out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Boucher in at the 5. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And how about the playmaking skills of LeVert? I like watching this guy break down the D in the pick and roll.
Ingram wide open. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Boucher with the steal. Pass to Ingram. Boucher the screen. And Brandon Ingram gets the 3.
And known for the jump shot, Ingram needs to keep firing away with confidence from that spot.
Stan, I look at your list of players you've coached, some incredible scores along the way, including Brandon Ingram. Let's zero in on him. What makes him so good?
Well, Kevin, look, when you've got Brandon Ingram's size and then you have the ability to get where you want to go on the floor, and you can just get to that spot and rise up above people and knock down shots, you're virtually impossible to stop one-on-one, and that's what Brandon Ingram has.
What a talent. The shot's good from quickly.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now, here's Okongwu. Here's Ricochet. The Hawks again can't hit. The Raptors have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Barrett. There's the drive. And Barrett slams it in.
And with this kind of momentum behind him, Barrett, a terror. Love seeing him hammer it home.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Well, Quinn Snyder and I got a chance to talk for a bit, so we started to talk about R.J. Barrett. Coach complimented him, saying he's got great energy, a great build, and he knows how to score. So I'm telling you guys to stick to him like glue and just keep the pressure on. We'll see if that high-pressure defense can shut Barrett down tonight. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And it's LeVert missing. Raptors leading by 3. Quickly, that's for 2. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Quickly's got 5.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Ingram with it. He's picked up by Ricochet. Nobody near Barnes. Hits it from three-point range.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
What a unique resume for Coach Quinn Snyder. Stan, he's coached in college. He's been overseas as a head coach. He's been in the G League, and now he is back in the NBA.
Yeah, and this guy's just a great coach. He's had teams that perform well at both ends of the floor. He's won everywhere he's been, and he's the only NBA coach I know of that's got a law degree on top of it.
So he's smart and he can coach. Oh, and by the way, he had a pretty good mentor in college, didn't he?
He certainly did.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Quickly kicks to Ingram. Barnes sets a screen for Ingram. Lets it fly. And the Raptors miss again.
And that's one he wants back. Just wide open, but not able to connect that time.
Here is Daniels. Boucher defending. It's LeVert on the wing. 5 to shoot. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Raptors leading by 11. Here's Barrett. He takes it in. Offensive rebound. Ingram outside. Takes the 3. And again, no good by Toronto.
and there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selections. You have to be set up for success.
Here is Daniels. He's covered by Ingram. From outside the arc, and that one's good. Daniels has got 5 points so far.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And here's quickly for three. Knocks down the three ball.
Yeah, and when you're hit, you gotta hit back.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
Pass to Daniels. Lets the three fly. That one misses. And so it's Toronto in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Toronto.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And something else that's working for them is ball movement. A lot of their points so far have come as a result of smart plays.
The front court is Shea and Johnson. Karis LeVert is out there with Daniels. And it's Okongwu in at the 5 down low. So that's the Hawks 5. Now here's LeVert. Johnson with the screen on quickly. LeVert with the wide open look. Traps in the tray. LeVert's got his second basket of the game.
From range, LeVert's one of those guys you have to respect his shot. He makes enough from beyond where you have to honor him.
On the wing quickly. LeVert defending. Jacks up a three. The shot's good from quickly. 11 points in the game.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And Barrett has got the ball here for the Raptors. And the defense of this Raptors team, Craig, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect.
Here is Daniels after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. And it's off from three-point range. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Raptors are rebuilding with purpose. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're doing a good job at the start of this process, selecting the right people that care and are very committed to each other. That's a good baseline to build on. Kevin, slowly, the pieces are falling into place.
David, you're so right. He is great at developing those young players. And here are the Raptors now, following the bucket by the Hawks. Quickly finds Barnes. And he hammers that one right down into the face of Jalen Jackson.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Pass to LeVert. Okongwu against Boucher. And the three off target. Raptors leading by 9. For 3, Barrett. Johnson with the rebound. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
And that one's good, Ingram.
And you love the work Ingram has put into his shot. You can put him in the corner now and force the defense to extend.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here is Daniels. He's covered by Ingram. And Boucher sends it back. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. And here's Young from the arc. Cans it from downtown. You know, Stan, we hear all the time about after timeout plays. About how many of those do teams really they have at their disposal?
Well, you certainly have to have a few, Kevin. Coaches vary in their philosophy. Some coaches will draw them up on the fly. I was one, like a lot of guys, who wanted to have things that we've worked on that then we could go to. But that just depends on who you've got, how smart your guys are, how quickly they pick things up.
And how about he takes on the defender head on and then throws down the two-hander.
Guys, straight power there, straight power. Here's Abaji. Fires the three. Pass to Battle. He's looking for Pirtle and finds him. Over Nance. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. The Hawks trail by 10. Here's Krejci. Still without a basket. No good there off the double clutch.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
You know, you can't afford to let Young slip by you, especially in these open floor situations. That is inviting trouble.
Pass to Pirtle. Here's Mobo. Here's Battle. Defended by Man. This one for three. And that one released in time, but no good. And that does it for the first half of play. Raptors lead by 8. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
To center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Nice performance by Emmanuel Quickly.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Setting the floor for the Raptors. They've got Grady Dick, and it's Battle in at the two-guard spot.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
For three, Nance. Good on the triple. Nance has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Toronto leading by 8. And with this era of the Atlanta Hawks, Greg, they've gone as far as their defense has let them.
You look back at their conference finals run in 21, that was the last time they had a top 10 defense. So scoring's never been the issue with this core, but defense has been non-existent.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Krejci. Kept alive by Atlanta. The kick out to Young. The three-pointer no good. The Raptors shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Here's Battle. A three-pointer off the mark. The Hawks trail by 8. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Man with it. Still scoreless. Here's the screen. Here's Nance. Driving in. And the Nance slams it in.
Nance is special. How easy is it for him to make the spectacular look routine?
Takes a three. Battle misses. For Atlanta, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Pass to Young. Back to Man. Here's Gay. And it's good. The time running down on the shot clock. And now it's just a 4-point Toronto lead. Here's Abaji. Buries the long-range jumper. Abaji's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Dick. Defended by Man. Dick, that's good. And now a 9-point Toronto lead. And so Young will bring it up for the Hawks. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. They set the pick.
Minutes remaining in the third.
Now, man. Young taking his time here. Shoots the three. It's blocked.
Toronto ball.
Raptors leading by 9. We're talking about Trae Young here, GA. What stands out most about him to you?
Well, Kevin, I'd say just how confident he is, right? He plays with that unique energy and swagger. You love him if he's on your team and can't stand him if he's playing against you.
Well, he saw the defender back, and he got the looking light from three and capitalized.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Oh, crafty move there by Young, finessing his way around the contact.
They set the pick. Here's Battle, defended by Young. The three ball. And that one's good. Battle's got 9 points in the quarter.
And you can see he's found his rhythm here in the third quarter. You can just sense the uptick in confidence. Everything he puts up from long range seems to be going.
Young in the corner. Pass to Krejci. Releases. Rebound by the Raptors. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
For Toronto, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. And the first one at the line is good.
2 shots.
He's perfect from the line this time. The Hawks trail by 12. And here's Daniels. He's got 7. From deep. Bangs home the trifecta. Daniels has got 10 points. Ingram deciding where to go with it. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Toronto ahead by 9 as the fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Here's Barnes. In the post, it'll be Johnson Okongwu. Daniels out there with Karis LeVert. And it's Shea in at the 3. So that's the Hawks 5. It's Barrett on the wing. Pass to Boucher. 4 on the shot clock. Can't nail the jumper.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
To the left side wing. Shea with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Daniels with it. Here's Okongwu. And again, Atlanta with the triple.
Well, so many bigs excel from three-point range these days, and he's right up there with the best.
Inside. Barrett, no good.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Here's LeVert. Sweet little floater.
And got to push LeVert out of that area because he's very comfortable looking to score from there.
Here's Barnes. And the layup falls. And the Raptors lead by 6.
And the guys, all about hard work from this point on. They worked hard to create that high-quality shot, and then they will knock it down.
They grabbed their own miss. Here's Shea, and the officials call him for a 3-second violation. Raptors leading by 6. Now, here's Quickly. And he uses the glass on the lane.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Pass to Ricochet. To the inside. And the dunk by Ricochet.
Yeah, if you give Ricochet a chance at the rim, he's going to make you pay.
Ingram outside. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Good work there as it goes.
And I love it when Ingram works for that high percentage look. Such a high basketball IQ.
Okongwu with a screen on Barrett. Daniels with it, picked up by Barrett. Here's Ricochet. Ingram with the steal. And now in transition, it's Barnes. Here we go. His three-pointers off the mark. Takes it inside. LeVert in the corner. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Johnson against Barnes. Just 4 to shoot. Kept alive. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Raptors leading by 8. Quickly looking it over. Ingram and slam dunk by Ingram.
And this is what Ingram can do for you. Make a variety of shots over the course of a game. Tonight, he has been unstoppable.
The Hawks again can't hit. Toronto, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. And here's Barnes for 3. And it's Daniels with the rebound. Time running out for the Hawks. We've got 1:18 left in the fourth. And it's LeVert missing.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he could.
Driving inside. And he goes in for the dunk.
And just so good at reading angles. When LeVert spots a lane to the rim, he is all over.
Here is Daniels. He's covered by Ingram. Money! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And that was the right call. But when you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
It's LeVert on the wing. Quickly covering, and it's LeVert missing. And Barnes has got the ball here for the Toronto Raptors. Boucher sets a screen for Barnes. Nailed from three-point land. And the Raptors lead by 8. Not sure the miracle, Greg, is on hand here tonight for them.
Well, they need one, but gonna play it until the final whistle.
So it's Toronto winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time.
get ready for some in. So a look at our starters for the Heat. Davion Mitchell is out there with Tyler Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. And it's Ware in at the 5. And for Atlanta, Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Dyson Daniels out there with Karis LeVert. And it's Risache in at the 3, the small forward. Well, Brent, tonight we got a great front court matchup.
Yeah, this is a game, BA, I think that has been circled on the calendar. These guys are competitive, but there are positional rivalries that do exist. And the only way you can measure up is standing across from your opponent. We've got that here tonight. Who's going to get the best of who?
Here's Okongwu. LeVert goes against Adebayo. The 3. The shot by LeVert, no good. In transition, here they come. And finished off by Adebayo.
That's everything you want there. Bam Adebayo up there, vertical, good hands, and the big throwdown.
Here's Johnson from deep. And Risache, the bucket on the assist by Johnson.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Adebayo passes to Mitchell. Hero with it. Top of the key. They get the rebound. Pass to Ware. Hero outside.
Hero right now working himself into a lather, staying aggressive, drawing the defense's attention.
I don't mind that. I mean, they met him at the rim and temporarily prevented the points.
And so Hero nails both of them.
And you can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
And 6-man, a common term in basketball, has a unique meaning for the Atlanta Hawks, Grant.
Yeah, it's the name of their fan base. Extremely loyal and passionate, and they've swayed the outcome of games.
For Miami, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. And it's Mitchell penetrating, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Atlanta's gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Pass to Risache. Here's Johnson, hounded by Adebayo. Here's Daniels. Throws it up high. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Gotta love the effort there. An undersized forward who can really make things happen with that leaping ability.
Wiggins on the attack. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And how about the acrobatics from Andrew Wiggins? Way up that time.
Lets a floater go. Here's Risache outside for LeVert. Okongwu, a screen on Hero. Pass to Okongwu. No good on the 3. For Miami, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Here's Ware. Wiggins looking around to the inside, and here's Adebayo. Just 5 on the clock. Wiggins outside. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
He's got so much vertical ability. That's easy for Wiggins.
The Hawks trailing. Here's Daniels. Off target with the 3. 1:46 left to play in the first. Here's Mitchell. Adebayo passes to Hero. He shoots it. Adebayo finds Hero. Fades away. And that one falls for him. He's 0 for 2. Well, the Hawks shooting about 43% since tip-off. All right, now let's send it over to Allie LaForce, who was able to talk with Quinn Snyder.
I asked him outright if he had a plan for Tyler Hero. Coach let me in on their strategy, saying, quote, "We just have to cause problems for him on defense. Hand in the face, crowd him. Anything to discourage him from taking shots. So he hopes they can keep Tyler quiet by hassling him all night long." Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Here's Daniels, checked by Mitchell. Here's Okongwu. Outside for LeVert. The 3 ball hits the 3-pointer.
That's a big make for LeVert. Should help his confidence.
And you'd like to go 2 for 1 here, Grant.
And at the same time, you want to get a good shot here, B.A.
Wiggins passes to Hero. They set the pick. The three is up. Okongwu with the rebound. The Hawks have gotten 50% of their shots to fall so far. They're 5 of 10.
Tons of first step quickness from Daniels.
26 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Adebayo passes to Hero. Back to Adebayo. Adebayo sets a screen. Hero outside. Three-pointer. He buries it from 3. Hero's got 5. These teams just feeling each other out.
Yeah, I love the spirit out there. Already 6 lead exchanges.
That'll count. No good. Would have counted had it gone. Well, it's been a high-scoring, competitive game through the first quarter of play. Heat out in front. They lead by 1. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Miami.
Well, great play down low. I mean, you expect the defense to adjust, collapse maybe, but that should open up things on the perimeter later in the game.
I love the passing that they displayed at the start of the game. Great ball movement that's opening up some chances without really getting deep into the execution.
Setting the floor for the Heat. Tyler Hero is out there with Davion Mitchell. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Ware in at the center position. Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away. Get used to seeing that. Lisa Shea will be nailing threes for many years to come.
Mitchell finds Hero. Now here's Adebayo, covered by Johnson. Adebayo passes to Hero. Yes, and it's Adebayo picking up the assist. He has 7.
That's what Hero is. He's a shot maker, a guy who figures out ways to put the ball into the bucket.
Here's Daniels. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got 5 rebounds tonight. And that's a foul called on Onyeka Okongwu. That's his first foul of the game.
Team first.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Here's Hero. Hero with another miss.
Good contest. Can't let him have open shots from mid-range.
Pass to Okongwu. Back to Daniels. Ooh, nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Daniels has got 9.
This game has been like a seesaw. Both teams going back and forth at one another.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Jalen Johnson is developing the complete game. He said, I watch the guys who do everything. That's my mindset. I want to be at least solid in every department. And then keep building on that, adding bits and pieces here and there. Brian, his versatility is already drawing attention league-wide.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Allie. Thank you. And he comes up with a bucket. Hero's got 4 points now in the quarter. Well, Brent, there's some players who never stop talking trash on the court. Was that distracting to you?
Not really, B.A. That's kind of the fun part of the game when somebody's trying to get under your skin a little bit. If it's not just playing defense and it comes with a little chit-chat, that sometimes draws your attention and makes you focus a little bit more.
Oh, it's stolen by LeVert. Inside, Adebayo with a steal. Hero on the wing. He's got 9. Wiggins against LeVert. Adebayo, a screen on LeVert. Wiggins passes to Adebayo. Back to Wiggins. 5 to shoot. Here's Wiggins to the hole. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
Oh, he can be such a powerful dunker. Wiggins that time with some force at the rim.
Picked up by Okongwu. Here's LeVert. He hits that one. 2 for 5 now.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And that's out of bounds. Miami will keep it.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
And the Hawks going with a whole new group out there. Love, a screen on Young. And Rozier, here we go. Deflected.
More of this from Larry Nance Jr. Rising up and tossing that one away.
Nance with a screen on Rozier. Driving in. Young can't hit.
He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
There's a screen by Love. Here's Jovic. Connects from downtown. Jovic has got his first 3 points of the game.
Remember when big men shooting threes were as rare as a Sasquatch, and now those big guys are everywhere.
A nice shot by Young.
Young knows his range to answer his opponent.
And it's Rozier with the ball for Miami. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Love finds Jaquez. No one near him. Basket counts. And the Heat lead by 2. Atlanta's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. Young with it. Pass to Krejci. Here's the pick. He got it up. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Miami out in front, up by 2. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams trying to gain an edge. How about Tyler Hero displaying all of his skills today?
Through 2 quarters of play, he's been an excellent source of points.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
They've got Terrence Mann. He's out there with Trae Young. And it's Nance in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Young, the pass to Mann. The kick out to Young. Floats one up, puts up a 3. Buries it from 3. Mann's got himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. The Heat with the lead. And Brett, the Heat always looking to compete year in, year out.
Well, for good reason. This team takes a lot of pride in giving themselves a chance every year. And the way the front office conducts their business is they believe they can put together the type of roster that is going to go out there and take care of things to put them in position to be successful.
Here's Young. Fearless from Young inside.
That is a tough shot there. Trae Young, such a small player. He needs that floater in his arsenal.
Rozier, the pass to Jaquez. On the wing, Rozier. Over Young. Outside Jaquez. And it's off from 3-point range. Atlanta's got 6 of 13 shots to go from outside the arc. Outside man. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. The Heat have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. Jaquez, the pass to Rozier. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Trae Young. That's his first foul of the game.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Robinson with it. Nance covering. Robinson gets the bucket.
Nice long strides for Duncan Robinson to get to that shot.
Hawks trail by 3. Young looking for an opening. Pass to Gay. For the tie. Rebounded by Jovic. The Heat have gotten 3 of 4 shots to fall so far in the third. Rozier, the pass to Love. Here's Jaquez. They get it back. Goes back up. And it's Love laying it in. And now a 5-point Heat lead.
You don't want to ever give up points on the boards. That's the lesson for the team there. That's a hustle play to save points.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Here's a great quote from Coach Eric Spoelstra, who said, "The Miami Heat culture is a system based on discipline and hard work. We stand for something. That's competition. That's winning. We feel that there's a championship DNA that you can develop." And Brian, they walk the walk.
One of the great organizations in the league, Allie. Just 2 to shoot from downtown. Nance pulls down the board. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. A minute 39 left in the third quarter. Man, the pass to Nance. Back to Man. Here's Krejci, hounded by Rozier. Pass to Young. They set the screen. This one for 3. That is Trey's shot. The 3.
And that's where Young is just so comfortable. He lives well beyond the three-point line.
Love passes to Jovic. Now Young with a steal. Down low. And Nance with the slam.
And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
Rozier can't get it to go. Atlanta's gone 7 for 17 from three-point range so far in this matchup.
Such a quick thinker in those spots. Trae Young has a knack for knowing where to get to.
And it's Rozier with the ball for the Miami Heat. 2-point game. Tries the spin move. Outside for Love. Rozier left side. There's a screen by Love. Here's Jovic. Drains the triple. Jovic has got 6. These teams just keep trading the lead.
Yeah, you wonder what it's going to take for someone to pull away.
Rozier against Young. Pass to Nance. Lets it go from deep. Rebound Miami. Now Robinson. And there's a whistle. That goes on Terrence Mann. That's his first foul of the game. Miami shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. And that one misses. It could go. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. The third quarter comes to a close. Miami out in front, up by 4. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Setting the floor for the Heat. They've got Bam Adebayo. Tyler Hero is out there with Davion Mitchell. Then it's Andrew Wiggins, and it's Ware in at the center, locking down the middle. Right wing. The 3 from Rizachet. Knocks down the triple.
So good off the catch. The defense has to guard Rizachet better than this.
Hero on the wing. There's the triple. Rebounded by Johnson.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Here's a Kongwu. Oh, the dunk by a Kongwu.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Now here's Hero. The D's right on him. Where? That's good.
Can't ask for a better look with the game in the balance.
Hawks trail by 3. Here's Daniels. Off the mark there with a 3. Wiggins outside. Six on the shot clock. Adebayo finds Mitchell. The rebound by Atlanta. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Daniels. And he hits it to tie the game.
Oh, good shot from Daniels. He understands he needs to keep knocking these down for his team.
Wiggins, right side. And he drives in. It's kept alive. Pass to Adebayo. Now here's Wiggins. Boy, they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but still coming up empty. There's a screen. Here's Rizachet. Back to Daniels. And there's the lob. Here's Rizachet, pounded by Wiggins to take the lead. The rebound by Wiggins. The Heat have gotten only 2 of 6 attempts to drop in the fourth. Pass to Ware. Here's Hero.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
There's the three. The rebound by Atlanta. Okongwu's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Atlanta's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the fourth quarter. Here's Daniels. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And how about Daniels embracing the spotlight? He loves hitting these big-time shots.
Over to the wing. Pass to Hero.
10 seconds. Team foul.
A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the fourth. Uses the glass on the layup.
Tyler Hero in the zone.
The Hawks leading. Here's Daniels. And here's Okongwu. Pass to LeVert. 6 to shoot. Back to Okongwu. And the Hawks with another 3.
Man, I'll tell you what, the pressure is cranked up. Who better to call than this guy?
On the wing, Mitchell. He's checked by LeVert. Mitchell misses.
Well, you make strides to get back in the ball game, but an errant shot like that can definitely cost you any kind of momentum. Have to use better judgment there.
Pass to Rizachet. Back to Daniels. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation. And Atlanta making a change here. Mann's checked in. And Miami with a change here too. Jovic is checked in. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Adebayo, a screen on Johnson. The 3 from Mitchell. Money. And that one brings them within 1.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Love seeing that there. A huge possession, and he nets it.
Yeah, just trying to keep this game alive. Not a bad foul right there.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Team seconds. There's the verdict.
So the first one drops, and that'll put him up 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
What composure at the line. Forcing your opponent to look for the three-pointer now.
Mitchell against LeVert. Adebayo, a screen on LeVert. The 3 from Mitchell. He's off from 3. Here's Daniels. Misses the shot. So it's a narrow victory for the Hawks. Pulling it out for the W. Thanks, Alec. Great interview once again. And that about wraps
And if you claim to be a basketball purist, and Greg, I know you do, one thing you gotta love watching is great ball movement.
Which is something both of these teams take pride in. It's always fun to watch guys be unselfish with the ball and look to make each other better.
So here's Miami's starting group. In the post, it's Jovic and Adebayo. Mitchell is out there with Hero. And it's Wiggins in at the 3 spot.
And that'll start us off already. You can feel the tension in this arena.
You get the sense there is a level of intensity right out of the gates.
And here's Ingram from the arc. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
On the wing, Mitchell. Adebayo with a screen for Mitchell. Pass to Hero. Shot clock at 6. Cranes the 3-pointer.
And look at how confident Hero is from range. He'll take that shot whenever possible.
Well, G.A. Adebayo came from very humble beginnings.
Yeah, raised by his mother. And Kevin, Bam's main motivation in life was to get her out of that trailer. He worked extremely hard and now arguably a top 25 player.
Off target from 3-point range. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Ingram setting a pick for Barnes. Back to quickly. Drives to the hoop. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Now Ingram, following Davion Mitchell's 3-point attempt. Ingram against Mitchell. For 3. And Brandon Ingram hits from deep.
Silky 3-point shot by Ingram. Just goes to the arc and knocks it down.
Adebayo with a screen on Barrett. And Wiggins throws it down hard.
Andrew Wiggins should get a 10 for degree of difficulty. That was beautiful.
Launches it. Wow, drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
First team foul.
It's going to be on Bam Adebayo. Good on the second free throw. And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street named after him.
Now here's Wiggins. It's good from long range. Wiggins has got 5.
This guy gets up in the air so smoothly. Andrew Wiggins, a nice foundation for that shot.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Alder.
Hey, Kevin, we all know about what Heat culture means. Bam Adebayo says we share the ball, play together, and we know where the shots are going to come from. We're just blessed to have a team like this. Everybody buys in, everybody competes, and everybody wants to get the job done. Kevin, back to you.
They've got great chemistry. Thanks, David. Adebayo passes to Hero. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Adebayo with a screen for Mitchell. Wiggins kicks to Mitchell. Offline with his 3. Raptors leading by 6. On the wing quickly. Covered by Mitchell. Quickly the pass to Boucher. Back to quickly. Toronto working the ball around now. Barnes sets a screen for Ingram. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hero. Dives for it. 1:05 left in the first quarter. They get the rebound. Barrett kicks to quickly. Three-pointer. And the dunk by Boucher.
We talk often about Chris Boucher's length. Well, right there, you see him use it to track down that offensive rebound.
Mitchell passes to Hero. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. 6 points for him.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
For three, Ingram. A three-pointer is right on target.
And his team giving up a three at the other end, and Ingram traps back.
The Heat trail by 8. Wiggins dishes to Mitchell. Left side, Hero. There's the pick. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. And here's Ingram from the arc. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
They've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
For the three. And again, Miami with the triple.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
For three, Barrett. And he trains the three, but
the officials will have 2 minutes to review the play.
They are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And the NBA Replay Center in Secaucus is queuing it up, and even before we look at the replay, I'm pretty sure he got that off in time.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Toronto.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
And the other thing I love, how they're making the extra pass. They're not settling for the first shot. They're going from good to great.
On the court for Miami here in the second. In the post, it's Jovic and Adebayo. Hero out there with Mitch. And it's Wiggins in at the three, the small forward. The shot's good from Quickly.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
It's stolen by Adebayo. Pass to Mitchell. Adebayo kicks to Mitchell. Outside, Hero. From downtown. Rebound by the Raptors. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. And here's Barnes for three. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. And it's Wiggins with the ball for the Heat. Trailing by 13. Hero, that's a two-pointer. Cans the shot from the wing. Hero's got 8 points. Rule adjustments, Doris, regarding the rip-through move. Do you think those have been effective?
Kevin, I certainly think we've taken a step in the right direction. We have got to give the defense more of a chance at this point, and the idea that you don't get shots on the rip-through is important. Well, the passing ability of Andrew Wiggins on display, and ask anyone, they'll tell you he's a great team guy.
Barnes screen on Hero. Quickly looking it over. In the corner, Barrett with it. Quickly setting the pick for Barrett. Just 5 on the clock. Toronto needs to get off the shot. And it's quickly missing.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And he gets it to go. Mitchell's got 4 this quarter.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Great open look there.
This is a huge part of Scotty Barnes' development. Can he knock down the long ball?
Hey, Doris, how has Scotty Barnes advanced his game since being named Rookie of the Year back in 2022?
Well, all the physical skills are there for him. Tremendous athlete, cross-positional defensively. I think what happens for young players is they start to read the progressions of the game more quickly. Now you can put the ball in his hands, let him be a decision maker. This guy is a stat stuffer.
Wiggins against Barrett. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Wiggins up top. Barrett covering. Offensive rebound.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
And here's Ingram from the arc, and he's good on the three ball. Ingram's got 12.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team, productive and efficient.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Pass to Adebayo. Shot clock at 5.
R.J. Barrett has the kind of physical abilities to contest shots, and he is aggressive on the defensive end right now.
Yeah, such a sweet three-point stroke there. And it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Ingram against Mitchell. Ingram outside. From past the arc. It's rebounded by Jovic. They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
Here's Mitchell into the lane. Off target at the rim. Stolen by Mitchell. Wiggins passes to Jovic. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now, here's Mitchell. Adebayo, high post. Jovic passes to Hero. The three. Toronto grabs the miss. Ingram outside. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Toronto bringing the... All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Brandon Ingram with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
They've got Pirtle, and it's Abaji in at the 3. That's the groove starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic. Puts up a 3. Pass to Pirtle. Here's Battle. Drills the three-pointer. Battle's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Raptors. Right side Robinson. From outside, off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Mobo gets the basket. And now a 12-point Raptor lead.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And, boy, that's a terrific start right there.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
Here's Dick. Burks covering and play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Toronto leading by 9. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. To the middle. Here's Pirtle. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Well, with big hands and nice touch, Pirtle knows how to finish in the post. This guy has a lot in his arsenal.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does great. Sinks the triple.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
Here's Battle. No good from outside.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Larson. Good on the three-point shot. Larson's got 6 here in this quarter.
You know, that's a great time to pull up and shoot the 3 in transition. The defense never had a chance to set up and get a hand in his face.
Dick can't get it to go. The Heat trail by 9, and Grady Dick gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And it's the Heat with the ball. Burks looking around. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, Burks has exceptional athleticism, and ooh, he flies to the cup.
They set the pick. Here's Dick. And the Raptors miss again. For Miami, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Outside for Robinson to the right side. Driving to the basket.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right, you could see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
Burks for 3. Outside Robinson. A fader. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Doris, what this team likes about Jakob Pirtle, the combination of 7-foot size and great skill.
You know what, Kevin, to me, this young man has a nuanced understanding of the game. He sees the floor, so that means at his size, he can make on-time and on-target passes. He's a very capable rebounder and defender. There's just a lot to like about his game.
Robinson for 3. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the third. 6 on the shot clock. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And it's a 12-point Toronto lead.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Pass to Burks. To halt the run. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Pirtle's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Battle. There's the triple. What a play! Simply trains it in at the buzzer.
Yeah, now they are firing on all cylinders. That shot puts 3 more onto their lead as we head to the 4th.
And so it's Toronto riding a 15. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter.
When you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the floor for Miami starting the 4th. They've got Robinson. He's out there with Alec Burks. And it's Larson in at the small forward. Pass to Pirtle. Here's Battle. There's the 3. And the 3 ball is good. Battle's got 12 points here in the second half.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Offensive rebound. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
Ball violation. Jump ball called on the play.
Here's Mobo, guarded by Robinson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Has to battle. Fires the 3. And Ware pulls it down.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Hawkins left side. Off target from outside. Toronto leading by 18. Here's Mobo. Got a piece of it. The 3. Hawkins finds Burks. Fades. Miami no good on that time either. Toronto's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Here's Battle. And the Raptors miss again. The Heat trail by 18. Pass to Larson. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
His second personal
Quick
foul.
job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Quickly with it. Buries it from 3-point range.
Oh, yeah, you have to make greater effort than that defensively. You know what he can do from range.
Well, to me, that's just inexcusable. You start to wonder how much they really want this basketball game.
Pass to Ingram. From the arc. They get it back. Out to Barrett. No good on the triple. And it's Mitchell with the ball for Miami. It's an 18-point game. Adebayo with the ball. Now guarded by Ingram.
And one of the more active big men in our league. Adebayo never stops working.
Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Raptors.
Their accuracy in this one has just been on another level. I mean, the 3-ball keeps falling, and the defense just hasn't been able to run them off the line.
The other thing for this team today, they have a bunch of second chance points. They're turning misses into makes.
Drains it from beyond the arc. And the Raptors lead by 20.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
For 3, Mitchell. It's rebounded by Scotty Barnes. Barnes has got rebound number 5 here tonight. 1:33 left in the 4th quarter. Boucher with a screen on Adebayo. And here's Ingram from the arc. It's hauled in by the Heat.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
No one near Adebayo as he lets it go. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Raptors.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
And the dunk by Barnes.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Hero, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Boucher. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Miami now. Mitchell outside. Back to Wiggins. The tray. Drills it from outside.
Andrew Wiggins for 3.
And Ingram launches it from deep. And that falls. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in...
Stand cream of the crop.
Well, a lot of people would say that this is a guard-oriented league. I think it's a league of all the positions, but tonight, certainly, whoever can win that guard battle will probably go home with the W.
Certainly the headliner tonight. Now the opening lineup for Atlanta. Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Karis LeVert is out there with Dyson Daniels, and it's Risacher in at the 3 spot. Now here's Ingram from deep. Rebounded by Johnson. Pass to Okongwu. Here's Daniels. Okongwu, a screen on quickly. Puts the move on. Daniels misses. Here's Toronto with the ball. For 3, Barrett. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
You got to stay right up on Barrett. He's so solid at feeling out the defense and pulling up off the dribble.
Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, BA. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Now here's Barrett. Quickly deciding where to go with it. Fires for 3. Kicks it out to Barrett. Pass to Ingram. From behind the arc. Drops in the 3.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Here's Daniels. Lays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, slick play call by Daniels. Pick and rolls give him room to operate, and he does not waste it at all.
Barnes with a screen on LeVert. And it's quickly with a miss.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
And Boucher with the block. And so it looks like it'll be Atlanta's ball. And Atlanta has possession. Trailing by 4. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Really good passing wing. Risacher isn't a ball stopper. He really looks for his teammates.
Boucher a screen on Johnson. Barnes passes to quickly. Lets the 3 fly. The rebound by Atlanta. First quarter of basketball. Just over 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Daniels. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they will count the bucket.
He almost blocked that shot in time, just a nanosecond late.
Quickly against LeVert. Ingram on the wing. He shoots. Drops one in from the wing. Ingram's got 5 points.
Look at how smooth Ingram's shot is. Hard off the pass, he puts up a silky jumper.
And during the first few seasons of Emmanuel Quickley's career, he was seen primarily as a scorer, Grant.
Yes, but recently has blossomed into a more versatile threat. The leap we've seen in his passing has been especially impressive. He's a player to watch out for moving forward.
Here's Quickley, following the score by Atlanta. It's stolen by Okongwu. And now the Hawks on the break. Fires the 3. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And leaking out well in transition. I mean, I like seeing Daniels get rewarded for hustling.
Here's Boucher for 3. He drops it from range.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here's Daniels. Give him 8 points now. 3-pointer, no good. And now the Raptors on the break. And here's Ingram outside. Okongwu with the rebound. The Hawks leading. Pass to Johnson. Now here's Okongwu. Takes the 3. Barnes with the rebound. And here's Ingram. Over Johnson. The shot by Ingram, no good. The Hawks have gotten 5 of 11 shots to go. Puts up a deep 3. Ricochet, no good. For Toronto, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the rock in this first quarter.
Big effort, big reward for Barrett. Just what a jam.
And for the Hawks, they're shooting right around 42% in the first. Here's Daniels, covered by Ingram. LeVert outside. On target from range. These teams have really gone back and forth.
Yeah, 5 lead changes already. This one's going to be a battle for sure.
Quickly from outside. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And we've also got to talk about those threes dropping for them. We'll see if they can keep up the momentum from long range.
And Atlanta, looking at who they've got. Ricochet and Johnson, they're the forwards. Dyson Daniels out there with Karis LeVert. And it's a Kongwu in at the center, filling out the middle. And for Atlanta, they're shooting 46%, a decent average so far. Pass to Daniels. Johnson a screen on Ingram. Here's Daniels. Misses the 3. Toronto trailing. Here's Barrett. Rebounded by Daniels. Coach, when you talk about the Atlanta Hawks, you got to start with Trae Young.
One of the most exciting players to watch in the NBA, Brian. He can shoot the ball from anywhere on the floor. He's a great ball handler and one of the most creative passers in the game.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Manuel quickly is the lead guard for the Raptors, and he said, I'm still learning when to be ultra aggressive and when to get my teammates involved. The balance of it all while playing defense at a high level. It's a lot, but I'm having fun learning all of it because this is what I wanted, to be challenged. Brian?
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thank you.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
They grab their own miss. LeVert outside. Stolen by Quickly. And a fast break now for the Raptors. And here's Ingram from the arc, hitting his 3rd shot in 7 looks.
Way to rise to the occasion and snatch back the momentum.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Here's Daniels. Give him 8 points now. Okongwu with it. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Get it, young fella. Dyson Daniels has a lot of tools, showing his hops on that one.
On the wing quickly. He's checked by LeVert. And the foul call on Karis LeVert. That's his first foul of the game.
He didn't have his feet planted.
So Toronto ends up going with a new group. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. The Hawks have gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. Here's Mann. Gets the 3 ball to go. And now a 3-point Atlanta lead.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Here's Dick. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Dick's got himself on the board with a 3 there. Outside Young. And growing up in California, Stan, when did you first fall in love with the game of basketball?
Well, Brian, my dad coached for a long time, and I just remember going to his practices and going to his games. I can't remember a time where I didn't love the game.
Kabaji, the pass to Dick. Hurdle with the ball. Back to Dick. On the arc. And again, Toronto with a triple.
He's never going to pass up that shot. The defense giving him way too much room.
Pass to Krejci. 1:15 left to play in the second quarter. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Toronto leading by 3. Here's Battle. No points so far. Jacks up a 3. The rebound by Atlanta. To the paint. It's tipped. Up top, Nance. Pass to Krejci. And the layup is good off the glass.
Getting enough shots in close to play inside out.
Toronto's gone 7 for 17 from three-point range so far in this matchup. Takes a 3. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
And now that's a momentum builder for sure. So important in a close game.
Look at his teammates here. They love it. Plays like that going to get them going.
Yes, some guys shrink in big moments, and some rise to the occasion.
Oh, he tries a 3. The long-distance 3 is buried.
And Young isn't just a scorer. He also takes pleasure in creating opportunities for others.
Here's Battle. Fires the 3. Counted from distance. Battle's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Toronto out in front, up by 3. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports. We're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Raptors lead by 3. Despite ups and downs, the Atlanta Hawks have remained in the hunt season to season, Stan.
Well, Brian, this team has a lot of resilience. They're scrappy, they're hardworking, and it's helped them stay on the margins, at least, of the playoff picture.
We've got Jakob Poeltl. And it's Abaji in at the small forward position. That's the group starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic.
Yeah, there's Trae Young getting it done inside.
Toronto shooting at a 48% clip from the floor. Pass to Mobo. The floater. Can't hit from in close. Hawks trail by 4. To the middle. And Nance with the slam.
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
Picked by Poeltl. To the paint. And the dunk by Poeltl.
Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Now here's Dick. He has 6. Right around a minute and a half played in the third quarter. Clock at 6. From the arc. Pass to Battle. The 3. Goes up again. Here's Poeltl. To the wing on the left. And it's Battle missing. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Here's Krejci. Guarded by Dick. Krejci. The pass to Nance. There's a screen for the lead. Rebound Toronto. Mobo's got 4 rebounds in the game. Releases. Offensive rebound. Pass to Battle. Here's Mobo. Fires from deep. And the three-pointer goes. Mobo's got 5.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Raptors lead by 4. Let's go with a 3. And it's Battle missing. The Hawks have gone 3 of 5 from the field in this third quarter. Nance outside. Launches a 3. Mobo with a rebound. Mobo's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Agbaji. Pure from three-point range. Agbaji's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, BA, the Hawks are figuring it out. Coach Quinn Snyder said growth isn't linear. We want to just keep improving. Players have bought in. They're working. They're practicing hard, hitting the film. Everybody has been absolutely coachable. I think we're learning. Guys, it's all about the journey here.
Yeah, I'm trying to take that next step. That's how it's done. Thanks, Allie. And it's Battle missing.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Here's Krejci. Screen by Young. 4-3. Agbaji with a rebound.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
And it's a completely new group for the Hawks.
Substitution on the court.
Hawks trail by 7. Pass to Daniels. Over Barrett. Oh, the Hawks again cannot hit it. And for the Raptors, they're shooting just about 33% since this second half started. And it's Okongwu off the drive. Here's Daniels. And the layup is good. Daniels has got 12 points.
Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And out of bounds. Atlanta will have it. 29 seconds left in the third quarter. LeVert outside. Nails it from 3. Now just a 2-point Raptor lead.
That's a big make for LeVert. Should help his confidence.
And here's quickly. Up top Barnes. Pass to Ingram. Just 3 on the clock. No luck on that one. It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. Raptors out in front. They lead by 2. And we're just moments away from the start of quarter number 4. Stay with us. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Yeah, well, this is the diversification of positions in this league. Everyone does everything now.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the floor for Atlanta, Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Karis LeVert is out there with Dyson Daniels, and it's Risache in at the 3. Barnes with a screen on LeVert. LeVert goes against quickly. Shot clock at 6. Barnes with a screen on LeVert. Quickly passes to Barnes. The shot's good. Barnes has got his first bucket in this one.
With a tough road ahead, they worked hard to get a good shot.
Hawks trail by 4. LeVert outside. Out to the wing. Here's Risache, guarded by Barrett. Pass to Daniels. No good on the triple. Toronto leading by 4. Outside for Ingram. For 3, gets the 3 to fall.
He really hooked the defender with that pump fake. It worked to perfection.
Atlanta's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Johnson a screen on quickly. And Atlanta misses again. And for the Raptors. They're shooting 44%, a pretty decent clip. Barnes a screen. The three, Barrett. And the Raptors, another three.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
Well, clearly the defense has had no answer for them. Might be time to try something different.
Sinks the tray.
When you get faced up at one end, you want to get it back at the other.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
Outside for Boucher. Barrett a screen on Okongwu. Here's Boucher for three. That shot off. Hawks trail by 7. They set a pick. It's Johnson with a drive. Here's the three. And Risacher, the bucket on the assist by Johnson. Risacher's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Barrett a screen on Levert. Outside for Ingram. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. The Hawks have gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. Okongwu, the pass to Daniels. Now here's Levert. With some arc, and he sinks the layup. Now just a 2-point Toronto lead.
Easy to see why they trust Levert's judgment. Impressive watching him getting it done in a big spot.
Outside Barrett. To the inside, Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Yeah, his athleticism more than makes up for his lack of size. Allows him to compete even against bigger guys.
Here's Daniels. Offline with a three. Toronto leading by 4. It's Barrett on the wing. There's the drive. And Jalen Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. Quickly from outside. Knocks down the long J. And the Raptors lead by 7.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
Johnson a screen on Ingram. Pass to Risacher. There's the triple. Quickly with a rebound. The Raptors have gotten 5 of their 7 shots to fall in this final quarter. And here's Ingram from the arc. No rebound by Atlanta.
Every moment counts here. They have got to get moving.
And they have to play fast, but also smart. Every possession counts.
Okongwu finds Levert. Okongwu a screen on quickly. And here's Levert for 3. And it's in. And now they trail by just 4.
Such a talented offensive player. Levert is a great option late.
And there's the screen. Down low. Here's the teardrop. Cash. And he's brought them within 2 points now.
Whoa, that is as clutch as it gets. Big time play.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Barrett passes to Ingram. And here's quickly. He's checked by Levert. And out of bounds. Atlanta will have it.
Atlanta ball.
9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Who poked away?
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the top.
He gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. So a close game sees Toronto taking this one. What a performance they had here at home today.
Of NBA bet. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. In the post, it'll be Johnson and Okongwu. LeVert out there with Daniels. And it's Reza Shea in at the small forward. And for the Heat, we've got Alec Burks. Adebayo is out there with Wiggins. Then it's Mitchell. And it's Ware in at the 5, roaming the paint. And Mitchell gets it to go. Well, Greg, this matchup features two teams that want to slow things down and run their offense in the half court.
Yeah, both sides are methodical. They want to get into their sets and create quality looks and also have floor balance. I'd be surprised if we see a ton of fast break opportunities tonight.
Reza Shea with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Okongwu a screen. Johnson kicks to Okongwu. Here's the 3. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. Heat on offense. Here's Wiggins. Second chance shot. Ware passes to Mitchell. Now here's Wiggins. Clock at 6. The Heat need to get a shot off. Adebayo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins.
Well, around the rim, Bam Adebayo makes so many things happen because he's so athletic.
And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. I think that's some big dough.
Is it ever? It remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
Johnson with it, and Burks picks him up defensively. And that's a rugged play.
Gracious. And that dunk reverberated throughout this entire building.
It sure did. Up high and down hard on the windmill plunge. Now, here's Burks. And his first shot of the game, no good.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there.
Here's Johnson. Lets it go from deep. Connects from three-point range. Johnson's got 5 now.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Here's Ware. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Oh, Kevin, not a Petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies. Now, here's LeVert. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins.
Tricky shot for LeVert. Defense is all over him, but he draws a foul on that attempt.
And the Hawks have been part of the play-in tournament 3 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, since that run, Kevin, in the 2021 conference finals, it has been tough sledding for Atlanta. They've really been stuck in middling in that 7 to 10 range, which is forcing you to play some tough opponents in those early rounds. They have not overcome that.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also, the tactics of the game and the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
David, that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game, for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. Now, here's Burks. Jalen Johnson missing his last shot. Mitchell outside. And he drives in. And stolen by Okongwu. Pass to Johnson. Now Daniels. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Beyond the arc. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. For Miami, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. And that one is hammered home.
You know, didn't need 2 hands for that slam. One will do just fine.
You're right. He can save the other hand for the next time. Daniels kicks to LeVert. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. Adebayo's got 4 rebounds in this game. Wiggins passes to Adebayo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Adebayo's got his second bucket of the game to go. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Daniels from outside. And Ware pulls it down. And here's Miami. They're on a 9-1 run. Mitchell kicks to Burks. No good on the 3. Johnson dishes to Daniels. Back to Johnson. And so the first quarter is in the books. Heat lead by 4. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Miami.
And right from the jump, they've been working hard to establish themselves inside, using agility and power to get shots in the paint.
Well, not only that, but you love how unselfish they've been to start this game. That's going to get all the guys in a great flow and feeling good. So moving that ball around and scoring off assists, it's a nice way to play.
Alec Burks is out there with Mitchell. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Ware in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor for my... Oh!
Yeah. Hey, guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
Yeah, clearly a defensive lapse there. He is automatic from deep if you're going to leave him that wide open. Big time mistake. And you know what? He had to clear some space for himself to get that rebound. Not an easy one there among the big boys.
Wiggins finds Adebayo. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. The Hawks trail by 7. One thing you can pretty much count on with the Heat, Brent Barry, they're gonna grind it out.
Yeah, this team has always been built around tenacity and toughness. Even with the big 3, with LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh, there was a bit of a metamorphosis with the way LeBron approached games. Kind of being hated on was something they embraced, and that culture demands that hustle accountability and will consistently be about their culture.
And taken away by Johnson. And here's Daniels. He's got 5. Sinks the 3-pointer.
A solid passer at his position. LeVert excels at finding his teammates when they're open.
And so Miami again turning it over. And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Here's Young. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for Miami. Here's Larson. Hits the 3-point bomb. Larson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. The Hawks trail by 5. On the wing, man. He's covered by Hero. Pass to Krejci. Launches a 3. Rebound by the Heat.
Yeah, and you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Now, Hero lets it go with a 3. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. Man with it. Guarded now by Kevin Love.
Go into the rack with energy. And the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
And you could see he knew exactly where that long rebound was coming off, able to get there quickly and snatch it up.
Trae Young playing floor general here. So good and so quick at finding the open man.
And one of those guys, Brent, who can take over a game, sometimes from beginning to end, is Trae Young.
It is remarkable, Kevin, especially at his size in today's game. It reminds me a lot of playing against Allen Iverson, a guy who could dominate the game as a small player, and that's what Trey is, but what he can do offensively, the instincts that he shows, the way he can get it going offensively, he's truly a remarkable talent in terms of a small guy dominating a big man's game.
Back to man. Fires for three. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Jaquez with the bucket.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Ray.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Back to Young. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Greg, since making it to the Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, the Atlanta Hawks haven't been that good.
And it was hard to tell if that was a Cinderella run at the time, but Kevin, looking like that might have been the outlier. The Hawks took some risks to get back there, but it just hasn't worked.
Pass to Jovic. Fires from deep. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Atlanta's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Capella with a screen on Hero. Man in the corner. They get it back. Capella, the pass to Man. For 3. Good on the triple. Man's got the lead up to 4 now for the Hawks. Here's Jovic. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. It's Atlanta up by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And get ready for the fan half-court shot.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. The Hawks leading by 4. So with Johnson on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. They've got Clint Capella. Trae Young is out there with Terrence Mann. And Gay is in at the 4 spot. Pushing it up. Hero, that's a 2-pointer, and it's blocked. And they'll keep possession. Pass to Jovic. Jaquez outside. Clock at 4. Here's Hero. Rebound by the Hawks.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts, but otherwise the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Miami shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
First team foul.
That free throw missing. Brent, would you say the point guard is considered the toughest position to play in basketball?
You know, Kevin, I think there's been a massive shift in what the point guard represents in the NBA game. I mean, how many teams over the past couple years that have won championships have played with a traditional setup guard? What we're looking at is duos that can dribble, pass, and shoot and devastate defenses.
Young left side. Young is double. For 3, Nance. Good on the 3-point shot. Nance has got his first 3 points of the game.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a play.
Larson, no good. Atlanta leading by 6. Pass to Gay. Here's Krejci. The Trae. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Of all the action happening there, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
13 feet away. Young with the steal. Ball's knocked loose. In transition, here comes Miami. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Heat shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And up around 82% as a team a season ago. So they know how to make the most of those opportunities.
And he makes the first but misses the second. And Brent, if the super team era is indeed coming to a close, the Miami Heat were one of the most successful examples.
Yeah, Kevin, you're obviously referring to the Heatles with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. I think there are some fans out there that go back to when it was that they had that press conference and were throwing up 6, 7, 8. And so 2 titles, yes, of course, amazing. Chances to win championships, amazing. Could there have been more? Possibly.
Here's Larson. Lays it up off the glass. Larson's got 5 points so far.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Young from deep 3-point range. The Hawks again can't hit.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Here's Jovic. Love the pass to Jovic. There's a good screen. Larson, no good.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
Johnson the screen. LeVert inside the line. Cans the shot with nobody near him. And the Hawks lead by 8.
And how about the playmaking skills of LeVert? I like watching this guy break down the D in the pick and roll.
Drains the three-pointer.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Pass to Reza Shea. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And Reza Shea, the prototypical size and skill for a wingman.
Yeah, he's got some jelly to his game. Handle, touch. At his size, that becomes very tough to contain.
LeVert kicks to Johnson. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Johnson sets the screen for LeVert. 5 on the clock. Off target with his 3. The Heat trail by 5. On the wing, Hawkins. There's Hero with the 3. Rebound by the Hawks. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. LeVert from outside. Buries the long-range jumper. LeVert's got 6.
From range, LeVert's one of those guys you have to respect his shot. He makes enough from beyond where you have to honor it.
Takes the 3. And shot off. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They've played the better game so far, but their work is far from over. And we'll be right. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard with the pass right on the money.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. They've got Andrew Wiggins. Alec Burks is out there with Mitchell. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Ware in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Atlanta making a switch here. Gaze checked in. Okongwu a screen. 3-pointer. Daniels sinks the triple. And the Hawks lead by 9.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the 3-point line.
Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here.
Oh, can we get a load of that one? Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. Mitchell passes to Burks with the fadeaway. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
Second team foul.
Yeah, you hate to give up a foul on a 3-point attempt.
Shooting a 3-pointer.
That one is no good.
For the administration of the free throws. The player was fouled in the act of shooting.
And he nails the 3rd. About a minute played here in the 4th quarter. Here's LeVert. Pass to Okongwu from 11 feet away. And here's Daniels. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. The Heat trail by 9. Now here's Adebayo. Poke loose. Mitchell kicks to Burks. Good, and the assist goes to Mitchell. Mitchell's got 3 assists now in this one.
That's one of the best 3-point shooters. You got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot.
Daniels. And Okongwu has it in the corner. Pass to Gay. Just 5 to shoot. In the corner, Daniels hits it from 3-point range. And the Hawks lead by 9.
Bottom line, you need shooters on your team who can space the floor.
Oh, there's no doubt he's a legitimate threat from downtown, and he's demonstrating that in this game.
On 3-pointer, Wiggins. Okongwu grabs the board. Atlanta leading by 9. LeVert with it. "17-foot shot on the way." Again, the Hawks good for 2.
And it's clear that LeVert has tons of confidence, especially in his ability to drain jumpers.
And here's Mitchell from the arc. Knocks down the 3-ball. Mitchell's got 5 points now this quarter.
You cannot leave him alone like that, especially from long range.
And Daniels up top over Mitchell. Daniels, no good. The Heat trail by 8. Ware passes to Adebayo. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Pass to Mitchell. Let's go. And dead on that time. Beautiful shot. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Here is Daniels. Covered by Mitchell. And he bangs it home with one hand.
That's the guy they're going to keep going to, as they should. The lead's only going up if they keep feeding him.
Ware kicks to Mitchell. Heat moving the ball around. Adebayo with a screen for Burks. Adebayo passes to Mitchell. Lets it go from deep. And it's Rizichet with the rebound. The Hawks leading by 8. Pass to Gay. It's LeVert on the wing. Here's Gay. Over Adebayo. And Atlanta again with the bucket.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for Atlanta.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
Daniels from outside. Rebound by Mitchell.
And I think they realize any hope of a comeback is gone.
Well, realistic at this stage of the game, they're going to lose this one, but will they take something from the loss?
They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
3-pointer, Daniels. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. the Hawks take the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing.
All right, DA, thanks again. And that'll do it, folks. For
really run their offense through their bigs.
BA, over the years, one of the things I've heard from coaches quite often is how effective a three-tool big man can be. When you can drive it, pass it, shoot it, score it, do all the things they can, it changes the geometry of the floor.
Now let's take a look at Toronto's starting lineup. There it is, the 3. Barnes will play the 4. Emmanuel quickly is out there with Brandon Ingram. And it's Boucher in at the 5 spot. And so here is Toronto. Miami making their last shot. The 3 from Barnes. The rebound by Ware. And here's Wiggins. The 3. Barnes with the rebound. And Barnes has got the ball here for the Raptors. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Eric Spoelstra and I got a chance to catch up for a bit. We got to talking about Brandon Ingram, and I asked how Coach thought they might limit him tonight. Coach told me, well, there's nothing we can do about his size and his length, so we're hoping just to frustrate him and keep him off balance by getting up in his business and contesting shots. Hopefully that plan pans out for them, guys.
All right, appreciate it, Allie.
Team foul.
First quarter, just over a minute played. The 3 from Mitchell. And it's Toronto with a rebound.
And even after airtight defense like that, you still just expect him to hit those kind of shots.
Boucher a screen on Mitchell. The 3 from Quickly. The rebound by Ware.
Impressive closeout on a skilled shooter. That is how you defend shots from downtown.
And Grant, the Heat last season retiring Udonis Haslam's number 40.
Yeah, he played his entire 2-decade career in his hometown of Miami. And for all of his contributions on the court, he meant to this organization off the floor was just as important.
Here's Adebayo. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, in a battle of physicality, Adebayo tends to get the best of you.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And the free throw, no good. At 6'9", Bam Adebayo is on the shorter side of centers. Yet he is elite defensively, Grant.
He's been top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting a bunch of times. Bam has an incredible motor, a great IQ, and he's a switchable big. That's huge in today's game.
Now here's Ingram. Boucher a screen on Burks. And here's Ingram from the arc. The rebound by Ware. Ware's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Adebayo. And finished off by Adebayo.
Yeah, just a tremendous athlete. Bam loves to run. Runs so well at that center position.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching the line on that one. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Quickly against Mitchell. Soft touch off the glass. Raptors trail by 5. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Barnes with a screen on Burks. And here's Ingram outside. Sends it home from 3-point land.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Here's Mitchell. Banked it in off the glass. Mitchell's gotten his 2nd bucket.
And you like the balance here. Not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
Barnes passes to Ingram. Adebayo with a steal. And here we go, the Heat fast break. It's stolen by Ingram. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. Heat leading by 4. Here's Burks. Throw it down on the breakaway jam.
You've got to stay attached to Alec Burks. What a job in transition as he takes off toward the rim.
And again, no good by Toronto. Miami has gone 0 for 3 from downtown. On the attack, Wiggins. Boom! He jams it straight down.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. Inside. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Barrett. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Well, it's all about how do you get the best players on your team, the shots they want in the offense. Put RJ in pick and roll and let him go to work.
Now here's Wiggins. Over Barrett. And the sweet roll that time on the rim. That one falls.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Quickly finds Ingram. Launches a three. They get it again. Fires the three. Drills it from deep. Ingram's got 6.
Look at how smooth Ingram's shot is. Hard off the pass, he puts up a silky jumper.
Mitchell against Quickly. Mitchell into the lane. Up and in on the layup. 6 points for him. Quickly deciding where to go with it. Oh, again! Toronto with a triple.
3.
Now here's Mitchell. Good if it goes. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Miami out in front. Up. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, guys, what do you think about the Heat here?
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
I think across the board, a number of guys have done a great job guarding multiple positions.
They've got Andrew Wiggins. Alec Burks is out there with Mitchell. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Ware in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's who Miami starts the second with. Here's Wiggins with the drive. Outside Burks. Pass to Wiggins. The three is up. Rebound Toronto. Boucher's got 5 rebounds tonight. After their title in 2019, the Raptors have struggled to stay among the league's elite scores.
Well, think about it, BA. The driver of that title success was Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry. Both of those players are gone. Very hard to replace players of that caliber. Almost inevitable they were going to take a step back.
And great job to establish position and square up.
And here's Mitchell. He'll bring it up for Miami. Here's Wiggins. And there's the drive. Barnes with the rebound.
Great rim protection to prevent him from converting. Beautiful.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Guys, Scotty Barnes said, my game starts on the defensive end, guarding anybody and taking pride in it. That leads to great offensive transition and just leads me to stay on lockdown throughout the game. Brian?
And Allie, for all his offensive gifts, that focus on defense is what makes him special.
How about that concentration from Andrew Wiggins? He refuses to give in to the defense. What a finish.
That right there, that's the kind of look this system is designed to create.
Mitchell, the pass to Adebayo. Stolen by Quickly. Barnes against Adebayo. Quickly outside. Shot clock at 5. The three. Miami grabs the miss. Adebayo with it. Burks for 3. All alone. And it's Toronto with a rebound. Boucher's got 7 rebounds in the game. And here's Ingram from the arc. Offensive board. From behind the arc. He's off on that one. For Miami, they've got nothing to go out of 5 attempts so far this quarter. Where it's good on the putback. And the Heat lead by 2.
I always love the hard work on the glass. Just great activity.
The Heat have got 2 of 7 attempts to drop since the end of the first quarter. You know, Grant, an underrated area of improvement for Scotty Barnes has been his defense.
You're spot on, BA. I mean, we've seen an elevated intensity from him on that end. Finding more denials, attacking the ball, really proving himself as an effective stopper. That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Ingram, the pass to Barrett. Ingram against Burks. Boucher a screen on Burks. And again, Toronto no good. Heat leading by 4. Pass to Ware. Now Mitchell. It's Wiggins on the wing. Lots of room. That one's good. Mitchell making the play. Wiggins got 8 points.
Because sometimes Wiggins better off when he doesn't have to put the ball on the deck.
From deep. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
I'll tell you, he'll take that all day, every day. I'm sure he was shocked to find himself that wide open.
Mitchell into the lane. And the bucket is good. Give him 8 points now. 59 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's quickly. Boucher up top. Back to Quickly. Boucher a screen on Mitchell. The 3 from Quickly. The rebound by Wiggins. The Heat with the lead. Back to Adebayo. He's got it. 4 for 4 now. He's automatic.
That's the spot where Adebayo can do the most damage.
The Raptors shooting just 27% in the second quarter. Boucher, no good. Heat leading by 7.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Well, it's trying to close the quarter strong, and by that, take a great shot without giving them an opportunity for another one down the other end.
The 3 from Barnes. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And the first half now in the books. Miami out in front, up by 7. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie. Okay, Allie, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
And get ready for the fan half-court shot draw. They're measuring up the shot.
And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. Well, Grant, we know non-shooting big men can clog the paint. But if they know where to move off the ball, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you know, big men who know those circle actions, like flashing to the open spot when their man gives help, they often end up with easy looks inside.
So for the Raptors right now, we've got Jakob Poeltl, Grady Dick out there with Walter, and it's Abaji in at the 4. Here's Jaquez, drives to the hoop, and that one is stuffed right through.
Yeah, a versatile player. Hero is terrific at sensing when his guys are open.
Pass to Battle. This one for 3. Hits the trifecta. Battle's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
He took what the defense was giving him that time. There was nobody on him on the three-point shot. Boy, don't give him the lights out.
Hero, no good.
And the defense gets bailed out by the miss. He usually converts that.
Poeltl with a screen on Hero. Here's Dick. And they're unable to get the tying bucket there. Heat leading by 3. Here's Larson. Sinks it from distance. Toronto has gone 2 of 3 from outside so far in the third quarter. Something this Raptors team does very well is move the ball doors.
Yeah, B.A., this is an unselfish group of guys. They like moving the basketball, getting everybody involved. Amazing when a team has everybody touch it, how good it feels.
Pass to Hero. Poeltl grabs a miss. Raptors trail by 6. Three-pointer. Dick with a miss. And so Hero will bring it up for the Miami Heat. Jaquez with it. Jovic passes to Hero. Goes up on the wing. And he wills that one in. Sinking it right through the back of the iron. And now an 8-point Heat lead. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Out of bounds, it'll be Miami's ball. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out, regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. BA step by step.
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you.
Smooth shot by Hero. Notice how he doesn't rush himself.
Here's Battle. Jaquez covers. And again, Toronto, no good. Miami leading by 10. Outside Love. Back to Jaquez. To the inside. Oh, here's Love with the jam.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Nails it from beyond the arc.
And they're really rolling right now. That lead keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Abaji can't hit.
Yeah, they just can't seem to end the drought no matter where they shoot it from.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
Here's Walter. He's guarded by Hero. To the middle. It's stolen by Love. Hero right side. And he drops it in from the low post. Hero's got 6.
You're busting his way inside. Hero making sure he kept moving toward the hoop.
To snap the cold streak. Love grabs the miss. Heat leading by 17. Here's Larson. 6 points for him.
First personal foul. First team foul.
A minute 6 left in the third quarter. Knocks down the long J. Larson's got 9 points now in the second half.
What you love about this is there's an unselfish nature to Kevin Love's game, and I believe that's contagious.
Pirtle with a screen on Hero. Dick, the pass to Pirtle. Over Love. Ooh, a little luck that time as it drops. Pirtle's got his first points of the game.
Yeah, when you make your mid-range shots, you force your opponents to adjust.
Well, truth is, though, he's tall enough to get that off against anyone.
Jaquez finds Love. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
There's a screen. Lets it go from deep. Love grabs the miss. Love's got 4 rebounds in the game. Takes the 3. He can't get that one to fall. And so it's the Miami Heat with an impressive 16-point lead heading into the break. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Woo, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your 2 guards share the wealth.
Love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. They've got Tyler Hero, Kevin Love out there with Jaime Jaquez, and it's Jovic in at the 4 spot. That's the group on the floor for Miami.
That man is laser focused. Now, that's bad defense for a team that has a long way to go to catch up.
Well, credit the offense, though. If you're going to come with casual defensive effort, this team's responsibility is to take advantage, and they do.
Here's Walter. Let's go with a 3. Drops in the 3. Now Hero. 60 ticks off the clock here in the fourth. Pass to Jovic. Fires for 3. Pure from 3-point range.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that 3-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Here's Battle. No good with the triple. Heat leading by 19. And they go to the intentional foul.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
So Miami ends up going with a new group. Barnes against Adebayo. That shot, no good. Ooh, excellent D there from Barnes. Ingram on the wing, defended by Burks. 4-3, and that one's good. Ingram for 3.
Yeah, the fluid shooting motion of Ingram makes him a real threat to knock down these corner triples.
Here's Wiggins. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Heat.
I mean, they play some beautiful basketball all game. The passing has been impressive, and it's opened up things with their ball movement.
And another theme in this game, to me, guys, has been how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert.
Barnes, no good. He got it. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul.
And there's just one foul now away from the penalty.
Heat leading by 20. Unloads. They get it back. It's Adebayo, high post. Down low, over Barnes. And the shot is good. Dropping in off the front of the rim.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
They want Ingram attacking the basket like this. It gets his juices flowing when he can get to the rim and finish strong.
Here's Wiggins. Buckets. He's now 6 of 10 from the field.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And just wasn't able to set up in time.
We're in the final quarter play here. 3 minutes in.
Burks is such a smart defender. He's terrific at contesting shots without fouling.
Outside Mitchell. And there's another one for the Heat.
Reliable approach, getting the ball in the paint and going to work.
And here's Quickly. He'll bring it up for Toronto. And here's Ingram from the arc. He drops it from range.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost him 3.
Miami leading by 21. Has to wear. Wiggins from long range. Adebayo a screen on Quickly. Mitchell misses. Toronto has gone 3 of 6 from downtown so far in the 4th.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Heat.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And as it was happening, as it was building, you knew this was a monster game for Bam Adebayo.
He was just everywhere for them on both ends, really, just showing a lot of aggressiveness and intensity. They got a big lift from their crowd tonight, giving them the energy they needed.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
And that one's good. Ingram. And here's Mitchell. Adebayo sets a screen. Works for 3. Mitchell, the pass to Wiggins. Works for 3. Knocks it down from distance. And the Heat lead by 21.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Here's Boucher for 3. It's hauled in by the Heat. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Now here's Mitchell. Fires away from way outside. Off the mark. So it's the Heat winning this one easily. Boy, they were something special to watch tonight. And the crowd